I consider Code to be one of the more intriguing characters in Tuba Vortex, but right now, he's been kind of forgotten, to be honest. You're not gonna see many videos about him right now, and that's just because he's simply not relevant to the story, or that's what many people think anyway. But truth be told, Code is in a point in his character arc where Kishimoto can do whatever he wants with him. The versatility of his character is at an all-time high. I even made a video discussing a potential character redemption arc for Code, or a last atonement if you will. Sorta like something similar to Vegeta in a way, because both of their actions came with consequences that threatens the fate of the world, or a universe in Vegeta's case. Code creating the claw grimes leading to the birth of the Shinju, and Vegeta letting Babidi control him, which ended up being the catalyst that freed Majin Buu from his cocoon. However, this video is gonna be a little different. As much as I think Code can easily go through a positive change in his character, there's also an even bigger possibility he strays further into his wicked ways to fulfill his desire, which is to evolve himself into an Otsutsuki. Before we get into today's video, I know y'all are busy people and everything, but if you could just take a few seconds to drop a like on the video, it would be much appreciated, as it would help the video extremely in the YouTube algorithm and bring a much wider audience to our ever-growing community. And with that out of the way, let's hop right into the video. So I'll just get right into it, not wasting no time. Last time we seen Code was when he retreated back into the Ten Tails dimension because of his defeat to Boruto. It's then Code truly learned that everything Boruto was telling him back in Konoha wasn't BS at all. And he's seeing it with his own eyes now, the consequences of his lustful actions. Since Boruto rescinded the after effects of the Uzuhiko, Code is basically free from the potential death that the Uzuhiko causes. I didn't really like this move too much from Boruto. I think it shows his naivety a little bit too much. I mean, which is okay because he still is young and he's not gonna make the right decisions all the time. Precisely why Kashin Koji is there to help him out in a much needed mentor role to help him through situations like this. But because Boruto did this, it gave Code a small window to portray Boruto's kindness and leave him to fight the Shinju all by himself. And that's exactly what he did, stating it seems like they'll devour you on their own to become a full divine tree without me doing anything. So we really don't know if Code thinks Boruto is still alive. He probably thinks Boruto just got devoured where he left him. Where Code went after this is still unknown, but my guess is probably back at the hideout him, Ada, and Damon was living in before they fled to Konoha. Or maybe somewhere he could sit and plot his next move. But what is his next move though? We know Code to be this guy who will do anything to reach his goal. His goal, which is to carry on Ishiki's will and continue to evolve into a unique existence. A god, if you will. As an Otsutsuki worshipper, he'll stop at nothing to make that happen, even if he has to give up his humanity to do it. You're gonna hear the word evolution a lot in this video, because honestly, that's something that Code and the Shinju have in common. They both want to evolve into something greater. Since the Shinju have awoken their self-awareness, they have continuously evolved over the course of these last several chapters. What Code doesn't know is that they've already started evolving into a divine tree, without the need of devouring an Otsutsuki. That's why they're even more dangerous than ever. They're like a ticking time bomb that will eventually suck all life out of the earth and kill the planet. Jura even said in chapter 5 that they are indeed evolving differently than usual, but what's so interesting is to see what happens to them if they devour their targets. Will they evolve into an even greater being with self-awareness equal to a human? Or will something even worse happen? The concept of evolution doesn't have a cap limit. We just imagine deities or gods as the peak entity, because most of our brains can't perceive something even higher than that. Not saying that would eventually happen, all I'm saying is that we never seen a situation like this where we have beings that passively evolve the longer they're alive, or quote unquote conscious. We really don't know what they could turn into, nor how long it could take. But one thing for sure, Code and the Shinju do have similarities in that aspect. Their potential lies in their unpredictability. Now we gotta think, Kishimoto isn't just gonna throw a character like Code away with no impact towards the story. He's gonna do something with him. He's the last remaining survivor of the Kara organization and Ishiki's successor. But at the current point in time, Code doesn't really fit into the story right now. He's too weak to actually accomplish his goal himself because he can't beat Boruto, nor do I think he can 100% take Kawaki down without trouble. And from this statement from Ada, now it looks like the Shinju look to be even too much for Code. So what do we do here? How do we implement Code back into the story with still staying consistent to who he is as a character? I believe the answers to all of this mess revolves around his karma. The mysterious white karma given to Code by Ishiki. The karma doesn't have any of Ishiki's abilities in it like Kawaki's. To make it make sense to as many people who watch this video as possible, I like to think of Code's karma as a blank backup file. You see, every karma has the data of another Otsutsuki on it, whether it be Momoshiki, Ishiki, Shibai, whatever. But Code's karma has nothing on it. This gives someone like him a chance to become a true Otsutsuki from the ground up and fill the karma with his own DNA and abilities. That's the true purpose of his white karma. However, that's not the only purpose of the white karma. It's not only a way for him to store his data, it also acts as a catalyst for Code to become an Otsutsuki. Like I said, the white karma acts as a blank backup file. That means unlike Boruto's or Kawaki's karma, who already has hundreds of years of data of an Otsutsuki on it, Code's karma has way more potential to grow into something possibly even more powerful than both of theirs put together. So let's get into why this is so important. Boruto, who many people would say is one of the strongest, if not the strongest character in the entire series, not including Shibai of course. I'm sure many people would like to see him match up against the Shinju, just to see how he stacks up against some of the stronger characters in the series. The main reason is because the Shinju's true power hasn't even been revealed yet. I came to the conclusion that Boruto can take on each of the Shinju one-on-one, but if it comes to a situation where all of them are attacking him simultaneously, then it becomes a problem. But if Boruto along with the other Konoha residents like Kawaki, Mitsuki, Sorta, or even Damon fight alongside each other, the favor of battle could quickly shift back to Konoha if everyone plays their cards right. So what if the Shinju at their current level of power against Boruto and the others isn't enough for them to devour their targets? They would probably look towards evolution. The reason why I think Jura isn't a clone of anyone unlike Hidari, Matsuri, or Bug is because Kishimoto already has plans for him, which has to do with him and Code. If we look at Jura, who is most likely the strongest Shinju, and Code, who isn't strong enough yet to fulfill his desires, then is it possible that Code will do the unthinkable and allow himself to be devoured to finally achieve a level of power needed to overcome his struggles? Even if it is uncertain that Jura or Code can't make a statement against the strongest of Konoha alone, if Jura was to devour Code, inheriting the raw power of him and his karma, that should be enough to make him into the villain that can make a difference in the story. As far as I'm concerned, Jura doesn't hold any ill will towards Code. I'd say he doesn't really hold any ill will towards anyone, unless he's personally targeting you, or you try to keep him from his target, or try to provoke him in any way. So it's not like he'll just try to immediately unalive Code if he ever does see him again. I don't even necessarily think he has to be devoured. I just think Code needs the power of the Shinju to be relevant again in the story. Whether that means giving up his humanity, or accepting his role as an inferior to a creature that he was once superior to. Matsuri said it herself, Code's unavoidable fate is to be used by others in a way where it only benefits them. The Shinju could end up just using Code, or more like Code's body, to achieve that next level in their evolution. Well, it's not as so much as his body that they would benefit from. It would be the ant from the karma that was implanted into his body. It could possibly hasten their evolution process as well. I believe Code can also get involved with the Shinju and get devoured whether he likes it or not. That's another way you can implement Code back into the story without it feeling forced as well, through voluntary and involuntary means. I can also see a world where all the Shinju together use Code's body as sort of a vessel. That'll also be an interesting way to keep Code into the story. As you can see, other than making Code a quote-unquote good guy by having him protect Konoha against the Shinju, or helping Boruto and the others to defeat the Shinju and probably end up dying in the end, or just doing anything out of character for Code in general, you can also keep his character the same and have him become a major threat in the verse again. Or maybe even the main villain. but it all depends what Kishimoto chooses to do with his character. The amount of options he has is endless as of now, so I'm excited to see what he chooses. Let me know what you guys think is next for Code, and how do you think he can be implemented back into the story without changing too much of his character or the direction of the story. If you want to hear the other possibility I had laid out for Code, click the video in the top right. There I discuss how things will probably turn out for Code if he took the generic good guy redemption route as he returns to the story. So like always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you get notified whenever I upload or go live for chapter spoilers. And until my next video, I'm out. Peace.